Hey, welcome to our class of Tuesday Night Beer School with me, Chad of Chad's Beer Reviews, and my student.
Christina.
All right, so we're doing a style tonight that I think you really like because Christina loves the kettle sours, and the style we're doing is like the inspiration for like the American kettle sours.
All right.
Yeah, so it's not exactly the same, but it's like without this, there wouldn't be Urban Artifact or something like that, you know. So I'm talking about 23A Berliner Weisse. Overall impression, a very pale, refreshing, low alcohol German wheat beer with a clean lactic sourness and a very high carbonation level. A light bread dough malt supports the sourness, which shouldn't seem artificial. A gentle fruitiness is found the best examples. The description, the difference between like this and like one of Brett's beers, ironically enough, is that this style of beer usually has Brett in it. I feel like it was good that we did the wild styles last month because now you know what to look for as far as Brettanomyces.
What bread tastes like?
Yeah. So it just says any Brett character is restrained, typically expressed as fruity and floral notes, not funky. Eggs examples can show a cider, honey, hay, or general wildflower character, and sometimes increased acidity. History, you can pause and read if you want. It's not really that interesting. Character ingredients: Pilsner malt, so like a German Pilsner, but then usually wheat malt, hence the name Weiss. So it's like mostly Pilsner malt and wheat. A symbiotic, they get so fancy. A symbiotic co-fermentation with top fermenting yeast, and I don't know why they LAB just means lactic acid bacteria.
They
Like it's
abbreviated
in,
it.
it's the same bacteria it's in yogurt.
Yeah.
Provides a sharp sourness, which may be enhanced by the blending of beers in different ages during fermentation and cool aging. Decoction mashing, need to know that for the test. With mash hopping is traditional. So, like they're hopping during the mash stage, not during the boil stage.
Okay.
So compared to lambic, has a clean lactic sourness. This is a kettle sour, like how Urban Artifact and others do. It's not like aged in wood and then it just naturally gets soured.
Oh, yeah.
So they say compared to straight sour beer and Katharina sour, I'm not familiar with that, is lower gravity and may contain Brett. So very, very similar. In fact, a lot of American breweries that do the fruited sours, they call them Berliner Weisse with fruit. And they made a point of saying up here, like if it has fruit in it, you have to enter it as a fruit beer or spice beer or whatever. Yeah, so pretty light beer, 3 to 8 IBUs. It's like next to no hops and look 2.8 to 3.8 ABV.
Mm-hmm.
The one that we're using tonight is not on this list, but it was the only one I could find, and it is an actual German Berliner Weiss from Berlin.
Whoa.
The brewery's called, I don't know, it's called BRLO. BRLO? I don't know. And I cannot make heads or tails of this bottling code. I see 0211, which could be the Julian date, which would probably be last summer or something. I don't know. All right, so are you excited?
Yes.
All right, let's get this into. Whoa. All right, we're back. We got our BRLO Berliner Weisse poured. Let's stick our noses in here. I'll let you go first.
Kind of a lemon cleaner smell.
Yeah, I agree with that. It does have, I think that like that lemon or there's like a citrus on there, and I think that is like there is like maybe like a little bit of Brett character on it.
Mm-hmm.
Because it has that kind of like countryside, hay or horse blanket thing,
Like the Saison.
Yeah.
I do smell the sour.
Yeah, to me it's almost like it's kind of like a Granny Smith apple or something.
Mm.
It does not smell like yogurt though. It's like
I
some of
think
the
so.
American fruited sours, they smell like yogurt to me.
Oh.
Probably because like there's no
bit.
fruit in here. Like this is just straight up unadulterated beer, which is like really hard to find these days.
Mm-hmm.
And I definitely don't get any hops. It does, to me, it seems like a little old on the nose. Like it's just not popping,
Yep. Kind of subdued.
But to me, it doesn't smell like cardboard or sherry, at least not to me.
No, I'm not getting sherry for
Or lemon
sure.
lollipop.
No.
Yeah, I mean, to me, it doesn't smell bad, but just the nose is kind of, low, I guess.
A little musty.
Yeah. All right, let's check the specs. Aroma: a moderate to moderately high, sharply sour character is dominant. Okay. That's moderate, I guess. I mean,
Moderate, yeah.
you said you can smell the sourness.
Yeah.
Can have up to a moderately fruitiness, often lemon, tart, apple, peach, or apricot, and a light floral note. Okay.
Yeah.
Moderate. Okay. That should say moderate, not moderately. No hop aroma. True. The wheat may be perceived as raw bread dough in fresher versions combined with acidity. May suggest sourdough bread. Are you getting sourdough bread? Usually it's
little.
It's like uncooked sourdough.
Yeah, like when you actually ferment your own sourdough.
Yeah.
A little bit.
I wish we had something to compare this to, but like this is the only bottle I could find.
Really?
Yeah. So I mean, so it's gonna be hard to judge because we don't have anything to compare it to.
Mm-hmm.
So I will say since this is an actual Berliner Weisse from Berlin, I'm gonna kind of be a little generous in the grading here.
Yeah.
I'm thinking 9. If it was fresh, I think it'd be like a 12.
I think it's pretty close. I'll give it a 10.
Okay. Yeah, I could have went 10. All right, so appearance. I'm not sure how this is picking up on camera, but it looks like
It's very effervescent, like champagne.
yeah, it is champagne. It's very it's like it looks amber on camera, but it's more of like a banana yellow.
Yeah, and when you don't have it up against a light, it's very, very pale.
It's a little hazy. That could be the age. Like it's definitely more like a pale color than like a golden, you know.
This is on the paler side of I think anything I've had.
All right, let's check the specs on that. Straw in color can be very pale. Clarity ranges from clear to somewhat hazy. Large, dense white head with poor retention, highly effervescent. All right, well, let's checking all those boxes.
It's a 3.
Yeah, that's
it's
what
a 3
I was.
for me.
That's what I was gonna say.
It did exactly what it was supposed to.
Mm-hmm. In fact, it'd be funny to see a beer the style where the head did stick around.
Yeah.
All right, so let's dive in here. As they say.
But cheers.
I haven't had a straight Berliner Weisse in a long time.
Wow. Very sour.
Yeah, I like that sourness hits you like immediately.
Mm-hmm.
And also
First thing I noticed.
the high effervescence too. So like makes it like really refreshing.
Mm-hmm. Mm.
I definitely get like an apple on this one, green apple. Maybe I get like kind of like a honeysuckle or some kind of wildflower or something.
There's a floral note there,
Yeah.
for sure.
What else?
It's hard to get past the sour for me. So maybe just associating that with the green apple.
Yeah, to me it's not really that. To me it's not really that sour. It's like it's just so effervescent. Like it's actually kind of hard to, like that first sip, like the lactic acidity like hit me like immediately.
Yeah. I don't know.
Can you pick up on that Brett note? Like that's it's there, but like it's like so tame compared to like some of the beers we've had the last few weeks.
It's in the very back. This is very dry too.
Yeah. You know what it is? I would say this is very lemony. Or maybe not lemon, like it's not like lemonade. It's kind of like lemon pith.
So you think it's more lemony than sour or dry?
Yeah, it's bone dry. But it's not. It's oddly because we just did saison, and this is. And it's funny because like a lot of saisons are light like this, and they can be sour.
Yeah.
So like if you ever had a sour saison, it would actually be very similar to this. Look, here's your foam, and it's just fizzling away.
Yeah. I'm surprised because it's such a light beer, and there's a little burn at the end for this one for me.
That's probably that's the acidity. Remember when we did the Brett beers, they said it like the acidity can actually burn a little.
Okay, that's right.
Or say like a mild warming sensation from the
Yeah.
lactic acidity.
Yeah, so it could like mistake you into thinking it's a lot stronger than it is, I guess.
Yeah. I will say this does not taste old to me.
No, it doesn't have that must to
Yeah.
it. I'm not getting lollipop or anything funky.
No.
And it's
Yeah.
not funky. It said it wasn't supposed to be funky. So
I mean, it's like a very subtle Brett character on there. To me, it's like green apple or green pear.
yeah.
A little bit of lemon peel. It's not like a super robust beer. I mean, I will say it's like refreshing while it's in the mouth.
Yeah, because it's so light.
Yeah, I think you have like you're more sensitive to sourness than I am, or maybe just because I've drank so many beers, you know.
Yeah, I'm still getting used to like the beer sour.
Yeah, I've had like way more sour beers than this one. All right, so let's see how it's supposed to taste.
Oh, whoa.
Clean lactic sourness dominates and can be quite strong. A complementary doughy, bready, or grainy wheat flavor is generally noticeable. Yeah, we didn't. It's not really that doughy or bready to me.
Not at all.
I think that's the difference between fresh and old. Like real fresh ones, it's just like straight up sourdough bread.
Oh, yeah, that'd be
or
awesome.
uncooked sourdough.
Yeah.
Hop bitterness is undetectable. Sourness provides a balance rather than hops. Never vinegary. This wasn't vinegary. Bright yet restrained fruitiness may be detected as apricot, peach, citrus, lemon, or tart apple. Yeah. I think I get a little bit of like all of these. I think to me it's like green apple and lemon mostly, but I actually can get a little bit of apricot or something.
There's some tartness in there.
Yeah, that would be from the Brett. Very dry finish. Yep, we both said that. Balance dominated by sourness, but some malt flavor should be present. No hop flavor, no THP. Now I printed this out. THP, you're probably going to need this if you want to take the test, is tetrahydropyridine. It's a compound that can form during fermentation in beer. With off flavors, often described as papery or cardboard taste, that's like the same as oxidation.
Yeah.
So
THP.
yeah,
Not
THC.
THC.
Yeah. All right. So again, scoring this, actually, as far as the flavor compared to the specs, it's like right there. I'm gonna go pretty high. I'm gonna go 18.
Go a little lower. I'll give it a 17.
Okay. Mouthfeel. We already kind of commented on that.
It's incredibly light. If you like switch it around in your mouth, it creates a ton of foam.
Yeah. I definitely call that's like champagne. It's light-bodied, high carbonation, very high carbonation.
Take a tiny little sip and it dissipates.
Very fizzy. Carbonation actually kind of gets stuck in my throat.
Yeah.
But like I said, it's refreshing, and it's just a super crisp, light beer. Like I've drank this. This is like a much more pleasant mouthfeel than like a Bud Light or something like that.
Yeah, this is one of the most effervescent beers I think we've had here.
Yeah, I agree.
In the Tuesday night beer school.
And I think it's supposed to be. So let's see what it says. Mouthfeel, light body but never thin. That's kind of splitting hairs there. Like, what do you mean, like, between light and thin,
Yeah, it would never occur to me to describe it as thin.
Yeah, very high carbonation, no sensation of alcohol. Why would there be? Crisp acidity.
Mm-hmm.
So it's right there.
Yep.
This thing's scoring pretty well, which makes me think that it's might actually be a fairly fresh bottle. I'm going to give it a full 5 out of 5 on that.
I'll give it a full 5 as well. And
okay.
I think we're tied.
Yep, we are tied.
Look at that.
So this thing's banging on all cylinders. It's just that I have more frame of reference with this style than you do.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember judging a homebrew competition where we gave somebody's homebrew one of these, like a perfect 50. And
wow.
This, like I said, this is probably a little old, so it's just not popping as much. So I'm not going to give it a 10, but I will give it a 9. What do you think?
My score will be an 8. Average, yeah.
Okay. Whoops. All right, so very, very close, very similar.
Yeah.
Low 4, I mean, if it was fresh, this was definitely a world-class beer.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so did you like the BRLO Berliner Weisse?
It's interesting. I'm used to sours with the fruitiness, so without it, it's kind of cool. And yeah, I like the feel of just drinking this one.
Yeah. Nice light beer.
Mm-hmm.
And you did learn something tonight. What's THP and LAB?
LAB. Oh shit.
Lactic acid bacteria.
But there was some other thing you wanted me to look at. I can't remember what it was.
THP, the tetrahydro.
Yeah, that THP is kind of a taste of cardboard.
Yeah, which is weird because like that's also oxidation, but
Oxidation.
yeah, I mean that's the chemical. I mean, like you don't have to be like a chemistry major to be a beer judge, but it's like little terms like that, like and that's gonna be like on the test too, or I mean it might be on the test.
Yeah.
But it's just if you can just remember like this handful of these chemistry terms, you need to know that to pass the test. Well, I guess that about wraps it up. Unless you have any parting words.
No, this is a good one.
All right. Well, thanks for coming over. We'll see you next week. We're doing all German beer month.
Yes.
All right. We'll see you. Bye.
Bye.
Somebody brewed it. Chad just reviewed it. Thanks for watching Chad's Beer Review. Trust me, the next episode will be a lot better.